Hello! Welcome to episode 86 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to take all of our problems and we just force feed them birthday cakes so they feel a little bit older every single time. Like years are going by, just year by year by year, our problems start feeling the age. It just like wrinkles on their skin, and eventually like the existential dread sets in where they realize that they need us to define them for what they are. And then they eventually just fade into the abyss and the quicksand swallows them and we are free to do what we want, Steven, for once. That was long, but every week we get together and we kind of do whatever we can to circumvent, get away from our problems. We hop over them, we leap over them, we do the thing that Superman does. We fly over our problems and we get something done, Steven. Most recently, it's been a supernatural action comedy comic called Deathless, and we ran a Kickstarter campaign and fully successfally funded this book. So far, it's going really well. Steven, how'd you do this week?
I finished page 17, like I said I was, which will be right here. And then I have to send it to you, but I finished all the roughs for page 18.
Stop bragging, Steven. I also did okay. I did all of my work this week. I totally nailed it this week. And I knew we were both going to be successful. And because of that, I haven't even been thinking about it. Like normally I like toil a little. I'm like, oh man, did I fail? Am I the only one who failed this week? Oh no. But this week, Steven, I have something else in my mind because of our friend at the Don't Make It Weird podcast. Speaking of birthdays, by the way, happy 1 year anniversary to the Don't Make It Weird podcast for making it, a full year on air. And they were incredible.
Which is incredible.
Go check out their show. We've been on it a couple times. They are basically our best friends. And I love their show, and they just did a live thing. It was phenomenal. So go check that out. But Daniel from the Don't Make It Weird podcast posed a question to us, Steven. He said, what do you think would win in a fight between a Godzilla-sized duck-billed platypus and a Godzilla-sized pangolin? And Steven, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have gone back and forth with this right now. Like I started off.
I feel you. I feel you on this.
I'll tell you. I have always, since I discovered as an adult person, by the way, which is weird. Everyone, okay, as when you discover an animal for the first time as an adult person, it's weird, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know what a pangolin was until I was like late 20s. That's weird.
Dude, that was about the same for me. Like, honestly, with pangolins, I didn't know until I was much older that they existed. And then,
I didn't know what an axolotl was until literally a year ago. What?
And those things are adorable. See, I feel like Pokemon helps me with this because Pokemon references a lot of stuff. So I do see, and then I'll be like, oh, I wonder what animal this is based off of. And I'll Google it. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's a real thing. But yeah, but even the axolotls, I didn't know that was a real thing until Mudkip came out in Pokemon. And I was like, that's a cute little thing. Is there a real thing? And there was a real thing, and it's cuter.
It's amazing. Dude, but I discovered pangolins and I was like, this is a cooler armadillo. It's a more armored armadillo. I love this, And
I'm pretty sure it's the Pokemon is based off of a pangolin. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah. Because it's got the big claws and the armadillo back, basically. Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Dude, it's crazy. Cool. So, okay. Steven, first of all, who do you think would win in a fight between Godzilla-sized pangolin and Godzilla-sized duck-billed platypus? Who would win?
So, my immediate gut reaction when he said it was pangolin because they have the huge claws. I'm just imagining ginormous claws, just max range and keeping shred distance, right?
Okay, that's where I went to. Okay, I'll tell you. Right away I was like, this is an easy one. Pangolin's gonna have this. It has the armor for protection, it has those weird giant claws. So I was like, too easy, too stupid. I better do some research. So what I did is I typed into Google. I was like, hey, dear Google, I want to be on another list as a writer. So I was like, animal fights, pangolin fighting. I was like, there has to be a video somewhere in the world of a pangolin fighting something. I want to
surviving a tiger or something or wherever,
Yes. So I was like, I need to see its strategy. I got to see what this pangolin can throw down before I just put all my eggs in that pangolin basket, So I was like, all right, pangolin. So I Googled it, and dude, it was just 20 videos of a pangolin fighting a lion. But it wasn't fighting a lion at any point. It was barely surviving an attack by a lion. Okay. Now to its credit,
from a fucking life. It's just
So, okay, to the pangolin's credit, though, I watched like 3 of these videos. And by watched, I mean like I kind of like skipped through the video to see like what was going on at various parts of the video. The pangolin survives by making itself looking like a soccer ball. and it does nothing else, Steven. But it's like, I am the toughest soccer ball there is. Good luck. And to its credit, the freaking tigers and lions are just like, my giant, enormous, very strong teeth can't seem to penetrate this force field that you've created for me, so I'll just kind of bat you around for a little bit and then like try. And then it's just like, that's it. That's all they can do. They're just like, and eventually they give up because it's like, you know, you can only try to open a coconut for so long with your bare hands before you're like, oh, look, an apple. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they're wasting precious energy. I know, like the way like predators have to view the world is completely different than the way we view it. You know, yeah. So like, but so that means that their claws must just be used for like food, like searching. That's probably so. And this is where I was kind of like torn because. I mean, obviously, if it's a radioactive Godzilla pangolin, is it going to curl into a ball, or is it going to? That'd be so funny.
Is it going to? Does it do like a sonic?
I'm just imagining it. I'm just imagining having Tina's voice from Bob's Burgers, and it's like,
yeah.
But the platypus. So where I was torn with the platypus, is those are some weird animals.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that it has a barb with poison. So what I'm like imagining
that's
is
where
it
I
just,
went to.
Yeah, right. Like
that's where I went to.
Poisonous barb is like going to be. It's going to be death to what?
Okay,
a radioactive poisonous barb like that.
You have a radioactive poisonous barb. A tail that I imagine would do some serious like Mike Tyson slappage, right? Mm-hmm. Like some serious damage to this pangolin. So what I'm thinking is the pangolin would like turn into a soccer ball, like a giant, enormous soccer ball, destroying like skyscrapers as it's
like
happening.
Katamariing, basically.
Katamari, yeah. And it would probably do like a sonic spin trying to attack with it. I imagine it would have some sort of like special ability with the like ball form, you know. Mm-hmm. But that being said, it
it sticks its claws out too, so it's like a razor spin or something.
For sure, dude. But having this reinforced crazy tail, I imagine the platypus would turn, whack it once, throw the pangolin off guard, and then use its barb to just dispose of it. You know, essentially, I mean, because from what I read, the platypus barb can just completely paralyze animals, you know, like especially animals like a pangolin, you know. So it's like, even to us, that dosage of poison from something that size, like that would just be nuts. Well, and I'm imagining too, like in a Godzilla-esque like mutation of a platypus, he doesn't have to like get close range. He can probably fire this barb. I mean, like usually they have like some sort of ability. Like if Godzilla's like shooting radioactive breath, like can the platypus whip barbs out from his back? Okay. So let's just say standard platypus, giant platypus versus giant pangolin. I'd say we're giving it to the platypus, right? Like already without shooting barbs, just like if they are as they are, platypus, right? But if we're taking that extra step and we're giving the platypus the ability to projectile shoot these barbs, what are we giving the pangolin? Can they shoot their armor out? Can they, you know, because I mean, do those spikes become sort of like elongated quills of some sort, like, you know?
And they like fling them, and then like
could they fling them? Because
and those hand claws, if used as weapons instead of not used as weapons, like I said, they're very deadly because the range they can get with that. I mean, that pangolin can stay pretty far back and just shred.
And let's be honest here, like in any situation, it's kind of like a war of attrition. Like it's whatever creature is going to lose energy first, the other one's going to get up and just smack him. You know what I mean? Like the pangolin might be Rocky in this situation. Like the pangolin might take a beating while he's in his like soccer ball form, like, you know, just like that platypus. But what if the barbs can't get through that armor? It is reinforced radioactive Godzilla-sized armor, Steven. So you know, so I'm just like maybe like yes. Do the pangolins have like weak spots? Yes. Would the platypus necessarily be able to get to them? I don't know. You know, it depends on how the battle's going and who has the upper hand at what time. But it's tough. I tend to still lean toward the platypus because I mean it can use whatever electromagnetic senses it has to determine the weak spots of this creature. I don't know, using its Godzilla.
Now I'm just imagining like a ninja platypus like detecting the spot, just like launches the quill right into it, the barb.
Yeah,
and then that's a dead pangolin.
Yeah, sorry, rip pangolin. It has to.
I think you just have to give it to the thing that has the extra thing. Like, pangolins don't seem to have any offensive capabilities, and then the platypus's barb is typically defensive. However, in that situation, it can be used offensively, and I think the penguin's going to bite the dust to the radioactive platypus and the non-radioactive platypus.
Yeah.
So yeah, Platypus wins, Daniel-san.
I would say so as well. I'm glad we both kind of landed on that. I do think it would be an interesting fight. Like most other hypothetical situations, I feel like you could write it to go either way reasonably. Like I don't think that like I think that like if we took time we could be like, "Oh, this is how the penguin or the pangolin is going to like come back like Rocky and like rock this, this platypus." But in most cases, I'd say like, it's more reasonable for the
Absolutely.
Platypus to win. So I mentioned Don't Make It Weird, getting a little older, and how we let our issues feel their age. Steven, I've been feeling my age a little bit, and then I was thinking it's your birthday. How are you feeling? Do you ever feel?
It kind of clicked at me because I'm a little younger than you, and I'm actually
rub it in, Steven. Rub it in. I have all these creases that you can just rub it into. Go ahead.
I'm officially turning 35, so that's like there's like no way to spin it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're 34 and stuff, you kind of fit into the like that maybe that 8-year bracket around 26 to 34. But 35, I mean, that's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's the beginning of the end, right? So yeah, I turned 35 on Thor's Day, which is very awesome. Thursday. And yeah, getting old is it's like randomly hitting me like, oh, I'm 35. This is I'm getting old.
Oh, it's so weird, dude. I don't know. I like traditionally, like historically, I don't ever really feel old ever. Like I'm always just like, I got one left. I'm still going. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm still, and like I have this energy and I'm like happy to do stuff and I don't really think about like the finality ever all the time because I used to constantly like every day think like I need to do stuff because I'm gonna die. Like it was just like that would always be there. It's like memento mori. I'm gonna surround myself with skulls. I'm gonna die. And I was like, it's gonna like help me. It's gonna help me somehow. But it's like then I get into this like cycle where I'm just like, like it's really easy to fall into like a nihilistic pit of just like, oh well, I'm gonna die, so nothing matters, and like who cares? Like I'm gonna die soon, and like whatever. I got to a point where I was like, no, I'm gonna like focus in the moment. I'm gonna do what I can now and like live this life and like just kind of be appreciative for what I have and where I am at the moment. But then Steven, out of nowhere, I was living high on my like be here now, like here I feel good. I'm just gonna be like a silly person who makes things better for people. I'm gonna do my best. And then all of a sudden, Steven, I was just like, how am I so old and I've never made a movie? And I've like just made my first comic book and what is happening? My life is slipping away. We need more subscribers. No one likes me, like, so I don't know. Just recently I've been feeling it more. And I was like, I need to do this. I need to just make a movie. I was like, do you have anything like that? Do you have anything like comic books aside? Or even with like with comic stuff? Do you have anything that you're like bucket list sort of stuff? You're like, not even bucket list, because bucket's like, I have to do this before I die. But like stuff that you're like, why haven't I done this yet? It needs to happen already, or you're like getting to that point.
I wish I could say that like I can relate or do that, but like for me, like I do. It's weird. Like I'm not like this. Like it's gonna make me sound like I'm a big stupid or something. But like I'm aware of like but I just, as you can tell with like every situation in my life, I just find a way to go like that with it. So like I don't worry. But I think like project wise or dream wise, like things I would want to accomplish. And I do get what you're saying, because like with Deathless, even I think about it, I'm like, man, we're probably going to be 36 or 37 by the time Deathless's run is done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like all 4 or 5 issues and everything. I mean, if we just follow like a similar, yeah. I mean, depending on, situations that could, yeah. But, so like you do see like these projects like that you select to pursue and work on, like they are literal stamps of your life, of your time that you're putting into it. And yeah, you can see it now that I'm turning 35. I can see those like windows like closing and things like that. But yeah, I think dream wise, I think I would just want to be able to do like a run on Marvel or something. I think I'd be like my goal. Like that would be like at least for now, that's my plateau. Movie creating has never really been, I mean, I would love to be in any movie that I make, but creating a movie, like from like directing a movie or writing a movie has never been my thing for sure. But I think just like pursuing my art is what I would want. And like
okay, like how do you feel? I mean, I feel like what we've been doing has helped develop like your skills and everything. You know, like how do you feel as like you're doing so far? Like in like kind of that wider goal of like pursuing those, you know, pursuing something like a Marvel job or something like that. How do you feel?
I think I'm getting closer. Like I it's funny because like when like some of the pages that I do, like I first do, I'm so impressed with them. But then like as I get further, even into Deathless, like I see like the weird choices and even some of the earlier pages, and it's awesome because I'm just growing basically. So I think I'm like the closest I've ever been, which is good, which means I'm pushing to a point where I feel like I can definitely send something into a publisher, you know. But I'd also like, I just want like I know this is silly, but not really. I just want the dream of like you and I doing like the combo, you know. That's like,
oh yeah, dude.
I don't really want to draw for, you know, I mean, I would, but I wouldn't want to draw for like a Rick Remenders, and I'd be too like, you know, I don't know. Like I like our dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the freedom and the flow, oh, yeah. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know. That's the only thing that's nerve wracking to me about even trying to submit to like and offering to do pages for other people's comics. Like, right. It's nerve wracking because like I can do it, but like it's gonna be a much different process, and I don't know if I can.
Is it because you do the thing where you project like all the potential negatives that could possibly happen with those situations? Like,
definitely, that's always the first thought. You know, like I defeat myself before I even get to the
right. I mean, well, like that's I do that constantly, and like I do that with I've been doing that with like the movie stuff where I'm like I look for all the like possible ways it could go wrong, and I assume like it's going to be like a Murphy's Law situation where it's like, yeah, of course, at least one of those things is going to be my reality, right? Like, you know, I mean, we've both worked for, like graphic design for people aside from one another. And it's just like every once in a while you'll get a job where people don't necessarily know what they want. They don't know how to communicate it. So they communicate something and then you have to tweak it a little bit. And then it's just like slowly eats at your soul to have to make these little changes. And you're just like, I don't even want to be doing this now. You know,
I didn't even want, like initially I was only like mildly excited to do this, and now I'm like completely depleted on it, you know. I think we do have like that unique ability, like not unique, I know there's other people that are like us, but like we have music, like for example, like if I get burnt out on drawing, I just pick up the guitar and I start playing guitar, or I start, you know, like plugging away at like my little short chapters that I'm writing, and I have different outlets, so that way like if one of them gets too taxing, you know, I can just pursue another one. But like honestly, with comics, like it has felt like work, but in a good way, like challenging. Like, you know, like if you're in a position where you feel challenged by your job, basically, like, which is a very rare feeling in today's America, like I'm challenged by these pages and I want them to look good. So like, it's, you know, tedious, but it's also rewarding. So
do you think that's why? So recently, Steven you brought up to me that you wanted to possibly submit Deathless to Image Comics or like other like publishing companies.
Scout would be cool too, man, because I mean, how cool is that Scout is in our area? I mean, they're like starting to grow, like they're
dude. I was okay, so I'll tell you, when we went to the convention, I talked to the guy from Scout, and he's super approachable, really just cool, like seems like a cool guy. I immediately thought, like, I told him while we were there that we were going to have a book that I thought would be really good for him. And he asked me that, like, on the spot, if I had anything I could show him from the book. And I was like, crap, I didn't expect to make it this far. This is really easy. I was like, this is so much easier than I thought. I've been practicing doing this with my best friend on camera for like a year. And this is so easy. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, yeah, like, I was just talking to him. And it's funny because, like, a year ago, if I were to try to do that by myself for my books, I probably would have been like, yeah, you make cool stuff. Hey, it's nice to see you. And I like, okay. You know, like, I don't know. Buy my book. I don't know. But like, I don't know. But I talked to him and it seemed really approachable. It seemed really feasible. And I think Scout's a really good company. Like, it's a great company, and they're growing really quickly, and it's amazing that they're in our area, you know. So like, so being part of something that's new and huge, and it's kind of like the image of our time, and it happens to be local. It's kind of cool. It's a kismet for us. So if anything, we can just submit to both places and see what happens. I think people who are watching this would kind of enjoy seeing that process, you know, even if it's like rejection, and then you can see how we handle the rejection. And it's like, you know, I think that's kind of like one of the best things that we've been doing with this whole podcast is showing people that like we're willing to just keep taking these weird leaps and doing our best. It's like we put all of our like we put the
because we're learning basically. I mean, like we basically just decided, hey, we're gonna work on comics and do this podcast, and it's just been a learning process the whole time. Like we're going into Deathless like so much more confident than we were with Play It Again. Like we know how to ship, we know how to get it printed, we know how to do all these things now. It's all just under our belt. Like we're getting more of the small details that were so blurry before into the picture. And now when we put our pencil to paper, we draw those so well. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool.
Yeah, dude. I love it. And I like that we do everything that way. We're not, I don't know, together at least, we're willing to take those steps and suck a little and sketch it out and then continue to like do the fine pencils. And that's what we do with our lives. We're kind of improvising our way through it until we eventually like have this beautiful finished work, And like, I think the way your drawings have grown have like illustrate like our ability to grow over time. And I'm just going to ride those coattails, Steven, all the way to the moon. Just like
you can tell though, like I've been looking at the pages of Deathless and you can tell I definitely found my Deathless style in the last like 5 or 6 pages. The first few pages, they're a little bit more rigid and a little realistic looking. It's funny because I feel like the cultists in the first few pages have the look that the later characters do. Yeah. But then like the first early pages of like Jeff and Douglas, they're like a little bit more like realistic looking, I guess. But I've definitely found their style as I've progressed. So it's cool. Now I have like a quick way to draw Douglas's eyes and nose, and like I know what Douglas looks like now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even have to rough like eyes or anything. I can just do a circle for the head with a quick little bun or something like that, because I know what his eyes and nose are going to look like in almost any direction now. So it's pretty cool, and it's only gonna get better. Like I can't wait to see what like Barreled, once I finally have like Barreled fully like down, like what he's gonna look like too.
Oh, dude, I love it. I'm so excited for everyone to see Barreled. Okay, so you said, I know like making a movie isn't like your dream, but you said you'd be willing to be in
absolutely anything that you need me to do. I'm always there for you.
Okay, so. Steven. So like, I came up with an idea, and I'm positive it can be a perfect first short film for me and for us. And I created this idea with the sole intention of just you and I and no one else in it, like just us. It works perfectly with only 2 actors, technically 3 characters, and then like I would probably put the other character on you just because I think but I think it'll work, dude. So I think I'm gonna do a quick Pitches Get Stitches so people can understand, like, know what this story is, and so like so we could talk about it a little bit. So would you give me the Pitches Get Stitches?
It's time. Do I ever say it? So no, it's. What do I say? Pitches Get Stitches. I don't say any words before it, right? I just say Pitches Get Stitches, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think you have to do that whole thing what you just did every time. Just like that. Like it's solidifies
that's the intro.
That's the intro. It's just waffling, figuring it out. You imagine basically you're a 911 dispatcher in a small town. You're just like setting up your lunch, trying to figure out, it's late night, you're the only one working, small town, 911. And you get a call, and you're just like, and you get a call, and it's me. It's a character. He's just huffing and out of breath, and and it cuts to him. You see, it's just blood everywhere, all over his neck. It's just all over his shirt. He's in the bathroom. He's trying to clean it up. He's like, an animal, baby. And so Terry, the character's just like, you need me to call animal services? What happened? What's going on? And it's like, no, it wasn't an animal. It was like a monster. And so the guy's like, you tell me a vampire? You tell me there's a vampire? He's like, I don't know what it was. It drank my blood. It's like, it sounds like a vampire. It's like, so his character's like, it sounds like, are you saying you were I'm not going to send a cop. Like, I'm not going to send the only sheriff in town out for a vampire. Like, I've already gotten in trouble enough this year. I'm not going to.
I'm not going to buy this BS kid.
Stop it. So he was like, I'm not kidding. He's outside. He's like, okay. Why isn't he gone? Why isn't he? Is it chasing you? Is it still outside? Yeah, it's still outside. Why isn't it come inside yet? Oh, vampires have to be invited. so it's
they can't get in to get them.
So this man who was just bit by this vampire is talking to this person who's kind of trying to figure out the situation and figure out what they're actually dealing with. So he's like, what did it look like? Is it sparkly? Is it sparkly? Does it sparkle? Is it good looking? Did
he make you say it out loud?
No. So it's like, so it goes through, he goes through all the motions where he's like, okay, so what we're dealing with here is like a monstery vampire. That's not good. That's like worst case scenario vampire. He's like,
they don't even show their faces, but once every couple hundred years.
Yeah, like, this is terrible, like terrifying. Like we don't even know where this thing comes from, where it lives. He's like, but listen, so you were bit. Does that mean you're going to become a vampire? And he's like, I don't care. Send a cop. He's like, send somebody. He's like, I'm not going to send someone out there as a vampire. He's like, you said there's a vampire, you know? So he's like,
I'm not going to get someone else killed. But you're safe right now.
We're not just going to keep getting people killed. Now what you're saying is there are 2 vampires on the scene, and that's just dangerous. You know? So
he has and the cop in this town doesn't have the steady hand nor the
like knowledge to pull up exactly. So my character is just like freaking out. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't like, vampires aren't real. He's like, I'm pretty like I think we both know they are real. I mean, I think there's one outside your door right now. He's like, is it still out there? So you look and you kind of see like this like creature, like silhouette, like monster outside. You don't know what it is, you know, just like monster. He's like, what do I do? He's like, well, you have a couple options here. You can just enjoy the rest of your life as a blood-sucking vampire, because that's what's about to happen. Or you can kill that vampire and set yourself free. That's always been a rule. You know, he's like, wait, so if I kill the vampire that bit me, I won't become a vampire. So yeah, that's like standard vampire procedure. That's just how it goes.
That's every tale ever.
Every tale ever. So he's like, I don't know, I can't kill a vampire. He's like, well, not with that attitude. You know, so he's like, so like, what do you have around the house? Do you have garlic? He's like, I have garlic salt. You know, so it's
like secondary things.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So it's like, do you have any kind of silver? It's like, I probably have some silver plated jewelry from my mom or something. Like, you know, like I don't know what's back here. Let me go take a look. So like they look. And he looks, he's trying to figure things out. And so he comes up with this very complicated Home Alone like series of traps to get the vampire. So he has to like, so basically he's going to invite the vampire into this series of traps and eventually kill it. And that's going to be
so awesome. That's what so Kevin McAllister surviving a vampire attack, basically.
Because he wants to become human again. Yes.
Yes.
And like, dude, and like I know exactly how it's going to end. I mean, I can tell you how it's going to end. I'm going to cut it. Hang on. So I know exactly how it's going to end, but I'm going to save it for the movie, you know, because I want people to actually enjoy it and watch the whole thing and be along for the ride. So it's this dispatcher who is trying to help this guy through his whole vampire situation, and the guy who has to figure out how to kill a vampire or become a vampire, and it's called How to Dispatch a Vampire.
That's amazing. I love it. You and your dad puns, and I love it. I love it because it works so well.
It works so well.
It's amazing. People love. I mean, our generation loves puns. It's great,
dude. But I think it's super filmable. I already talked to my incredible girlfriend, and she said I could use her house for this because it's really nicely set up, and she has stairs if I want to use them for like pranking or like trap purposes. You know, like if I want to, like I don't necessarily have to. I haven't written that part of the script, you know, but like if it's cool to have. She's totally open for it, and she's like really supportive about it. So that's great. And then I figured I would be the guy like who gets bit. You'd be the dispatcher and also the vampire, probably.
Also the vampire, because the vampire will be in so much makeup that they wouldn't even be recognizable.
Yeah. Well, when I'm thinking like literal, like what I actually want to do is I want to do like the Michael Myers route. I want to get a cheap mask that's like generic as heck, and then like kind of turn it inside out, repaint it, repurpose it, add things to it, and just make it our own creature and just go with it. And we can go shopping together, and we'll find like something that fits you and like works for you and works good, and then we'll vamp it up and we'll make it look good, you know? The creature is going to be hidden most of the time, like throughout the story. It's a short film, so the creature's going to be hidden most of the time, and then have like a big reveal at the end where it's just like creature comes in, big attack, there's a fight, there's all this stuff there. So it feels like there is some sort of like reward at the end of this thing. It's not just two guys being goofy about vampires, but it is also the two of us being goofy about like the various types of vampires, because like I think that's going to be a lot of the fun of the story, is like figuring out what kind of monster is outside and how we could possibly kill it, and then talking about like, okay, well, like shouldn't we try everything? Yeah, a little, you know what I mean? Like, don't
just throw everything at it, basically.
Yeah, we want to throw everything at it just in case. We don't know what kind of vampire it is, you know. So anyway, like, but dude, so what do you think? Do you think you could do that with me?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that would be that hard to film either. I mean, how long are you thinking of a movie? Like 40 minutes? Shorter?
No, I'm thinking like it's gonna be a short. Okay, so here's my ambitious plan with this. Okay, I would write it as a solid, self-contained, like 10 to 15 minute film. Like that's it. Like solid, like 10 to 15 minutes solid film. What I would want to do is decide which other vampire stories I would want to tell in a vampthology, like in a mini anthology of like vampire monster stories. And what we would do is we would film the dispatcher. We'd film our conversation where I'd say, okay, for instance, how do you know it can't come in unless being invited? And you say, well, there was this one situation with a car. And then we cut the stake out. And then we see, like, we learn that you have to invite a vampire in because this guy lives in his car. And he learned that, and he calls. So he'd call the dispatcher and be like, there's a vampire, you know, for like one scene. And he'd be like, yeah, vampire, and hang up. And be like, crap. So just to tether all the stories together, they all talk to this dispatcher at some point. And so it would all come together in the end, you know?
That's amazing. I love it.
So like we'd film it. I would write it so I'd take all those little hints out. Like, how do you know that? We'd just be like, everyone knows that or something. But then like whenever we have the full movie with all of the stuff, we'd put in those alternate scenes as like bookends for each, you know, like intro and outro for each story. And I think having the dispatcher and having like my character talk to each other, and like it's meta enough to be able to contain an anthology in a fun way, and I have the full ending of the story, so it is a story itself of it, you know. And I think that's one of the weakest parts of most anthologies is like the overall thing, like the all-encompassing bookend story of it all. Like, how does it happen? Why does it happen? You know, like But I think that's a good one. I think I figured it out.
It's all tethered to the one character, basically.
Yeah, it's all tethered to the one character in that, and like, and only in like superficial little thing, you know. So it's great. But yeah, dude, I think we can do it. I really do. I think I've been watching a lot of like tutorials. I actually just bought lighting equipment. It's coming tomorrow. I mean, I got some of it today, but it's just like, I got the freaking accessories today, Steven. You know how annoying that is? You know how annoying
that's
it is?
Horrible. That's like when I ordered the label maker, I got the paper first.
Yeah.
I was like,
what? I can do nothing with this.
I can handwrite the labels, I guess.
Yeah. Like I got all these like color gels for these lights that I got in case we wanted to go like get cool and be like creep show and be like, look at this cool red and blue light or whatever. I got these cool color gels, and I can't do anything with them because they're made specifically for the lights that I bought. What am I supposed to do? I put them up, like hold it?
Just look at it.
Look at it.
I got these.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I think we can do it. And not only do I think we can do it, I'm totally going to do it, Steven. I'm going to do it.
I think the best part about that is that we can still easily work on our comic projects and stuff, and we have issues very easily while doing that. Because all that would mean is I would probably have to take over a little bit more coloring work and things like that while you do editing and stuff. Because physically what I'll be doing is all the acting and stuff with you. But then after that, I'm done. I can just go right back to working on Deathless and stuff. And
yeah, dude,
like I said, if that requires me to do the full art again like I did with Play It Again, so be it. At least we're releasing content on multiple mediums.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, honestly, I think the shoot, because it's mostly back and forth conversational, it will be so easy. And like the sets are incredibly easy. You know, like we can absolutely just make a little dispatch like office for like we can even do it in your, you know, room very simply. But like even my girlfriend has like a really beautiful office that we can just use a corner of or whatever. It's, you know,
Create has an office too, for example.
I mean, dude, it's so easy, you know, like it takes very little set dressing. We can, you know, I don't know, it's just it's so great. I'm so excited that like I've always wanted to come up with an idea like this, like even Stakeout, even though it's like, it's primarily the two of us, there are other elements involved. And it's just like, there are other like difficult things to wrangle and figure out. With this, it's literally you and I. And we can film all of your dispatching scenes in a day. You know what I mean? Like that would be nothing. It would be one day of filming, and then we'd be like, if anything, it would be like, oh, sorry, dude, I didn't get this shot that I needed.
Reshoots.
Like one day of reshoot stuff, like pickups or whatever, and then after that, it would just be, I can film most of my stuff literally by myself. You know, because I will be by myself. So it's just like, I'll be able to set the camera up. I have all the stuff. The only thing I won't be able to do is do like any kind of like really dynamic, like handheld type stuff. It'll just be mostly stationary. However, dude, like even that, I'm finding ways to get around it because I'm like, what I can do is just do like a kind of wide shot and then kind of just zoom in slightly in post production and just move the camera, like softly in post production. Like I can do that. It's not necessarily the same, but it's also doable, and it's just like, so I'm getting excited for it. So yeah, I wanted to run that by you, see what people thought. So hey, if you just heard that pitch and this sounds like a good idea, let us know. I'm super excited for this. I've been buying all this stuff for it, and I'm like getting all hyped up about like getting ready to write it. I've been outlining it, and I already know how it ends, which is like, I love it. I don't know. I just told you the ending. I'm not going to spoil the whole ending for everyone. What did you think though?
I think that's awesome. I think it's gonna be a great ending for sure. Obviously, I don't want to say anything. I had like a thought, but I don't want to say anything. But yeah, I think it's an awesome ending for that, and then it's gonna be goofy and great and fantastic.
Oh, fantastic, Steven.
I actually tweeted that too. Remember, I said I DM'd you. Fantastic. You were like,
oh man. So all right, but so otherwise, dude, what do you have going on this week? It's your birthday. Are you doing anything? Are we gonna get together, or what's
I don't know if Tina shot you a message, but I think Saturday.
Yeah, the 30th.
Yes, I think that's when. Yeah, so I think we're having tacos and stuff, and then Thursday, my actual birthday, I think I'm gonna go out to dinner with Tina prior to getting the kids from daycare, and then I'm gonna come back to my house for cheesecake because cheesecake is my birthday cake every year.
Yes, I mean that's the right way to go.
Cheese is the best.
It is the best. It's the best kind of
cake. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do for my birthday. We're gonna a couple moments, but Cambria's birthday's on the 6th, and she's already like talking about her birthday. She's even talking about it happens every year, man. She's like, and then my birthday's coming up. I'm like, babe, my birthday's first. She's like, oh yeah, your birthday, but then on my birthday,
important birthday. Yeah. Prioritize, Dad. Get your head out of your ass.
That's cute, Dad. You're 35. You're about to die.
I'm excited to hang out. I saw like the group chat, and I saw like some of the people are going to be there. And I'm like, yes, I get to like see people again. This is cool. I
Brandon too. I'm sure Brandon will be there, and just cool people in Gen.
So, are the kids going to be there, or are we going to do like a what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, Cammy and Chase will be there. So if you want to bring Atlas, absolutely bring Atlas. And if Amy wants to come, or Amelia wants to come, she can come too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll let her know. That sounds cool, actually. I mean, that's probably going to be super overwhelming for her, which is fun.
She doesn't have to, but just know that she's obviously invited. I mean, she's your other half now, so.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's been going so well, too. It's crazy. It's crazy, Steven. She gave me a key to her house. She gave me a key to her house, and I was like, I'm going to film a vampire movie in my new house. I was immediately like, you know what I'm going to do with this key? Thank you, and give you big hugs, and like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna film a vampire movie. Is what I'm gonna do.
Just cuts. The real movie becomes us destroying her house. Like me slipping on the Dawn soap, and like my foot goes through the wall, and like it ends up becoming a documentary on how you shouldn't let people film movies in your house.
Oh, she knew what this was. She should have known all along. But
awesome. It's so great.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, dude, everything's been so amazing with her, and like it's to the point where like I don't even worry about anything bad coming along. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, yeah, that's just gonna keep getting better, and I'm happy about it, dude. Steven, so what are you gonna do this week?
This week, I'm gonna finish page 18 that I roughed, and then I guess I should put together some. I'm gonna put together some print tests for that website. I couldn't do it through my phone earlier. I have to do it through the computer. So, but they also have holographic stickers too.
That's cool.
So I might try to put in a few, like, just to see what they look like with the. It's got like shiny purples and stuff on it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I mean,
metallic stickers.
I bet it'll be really cool for our like podcast logo, but it would be really cool also for like the Pokemon. If you just like,
I was gonna print the Audrey Soar or whatever on that. So.
That would be amazing. I think people would love that. So this week Atlas is going with his mom, so I'm definitely gonna color 2 pages.
Ooh, awesome!
I've been kicking butt with it, so I'm gonna color 2 pages. I'm going to start. I mean, I have kind of started, but I'm gonna like get like a proper start on issue 2 writing it. So I'm gonna start really writing.
You probably mostly have that fleshed out. I mean, like idea of what you're doing in issue 2.
Oh yeah, so like I have my process pretty down, and like I like the way I've been able to do it. I'm gonna really get into that, and I'm gonna color 2 pages. I'm also going to properly edit, or not edit, but I'm gonna properly outline this movie to try to get an idea of like how much we have to film, or like what kind of scenes we're gonna need.
Needs to get shot and stuff like that.
But dude, I'm getting my lights this week, so I'm kind of excited just to like test it out a little and just be like, what is this? What can I make this look like? How does this work? Because I do have to learn some things. Like I'm, just like everything else we do, where we're kind of learning as we're going. I know a lot about filmmaking. I know a lot about like composition. I do know about lighting, but I've never actually had to put it into practice. So anyway, dude, but this week I'm gonna outline that. I'm gonna start writing issue 2 properly. I'm gonna color 2 pages. And I'm gonna forgive myself if I fail, Steven, but I'm gonna do my best. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna have a solid week. So I'm excited.
That's awesome, dude.
But if you're watching this right now, you should know that technically tomorrow, Thursday, is Steven's birthday, and you should go wish him a happy birthday because he's the best person in the world. Steven, we love you.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, dude. I love you so much. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. And please join us on YouTube at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast. Hit the subscribe button right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help us out. We would love to get seen by the algorithm. Eventually, we're going to make a movie, and Steven's going to get super famous, and he's going to make Marvel comics, and that's just what's going to happen. Become our friend now, so when I eventually buy Twitter, I give you everything you want. That's just how it's going to work. Steven, I'm gonna be a billionaire, Steven. No, I'm not gonna be a billionaire. It's not gonna happen. But I will make a movie, and then we will work for Marvel at some capacity in our life. It's going to happen, Steven. I have like absolute faith that if not Marvel, one of the major, I'd say Marvel, DC, or Image, we will work with them at some point. It's going to happen. I think we're on a really good path, and we're taking all the necessary steps to get there. And no matter what, Steven, the fruits of our labor are going to be freaking delicious, and they already are. And you know what? It's just fun as we're going, and I do love it as we go, even though I'm gonna die soon. I'm gonna die one day, Steven. It's just encroaching, the ever-encroaching.
Creeping death is coming.
I feel I am in the hourglass, and the sands of time are drowning me, Steven. I am drowning, and I need to make a movie, and I can just barely get the camera out of the sand at this point. It's just, I'm sorry, but I love you all for watching this. I do. You're all amazing. Please join us next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
You're all amazing. This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time. So we're going to cut in really quick to announce the winners of a giveaway. Steven, you ran a giveaway on Twitter, and you said if people retweeted your tweet, you would give them the opportunity to win a physical copy of one of our books, right?
That is absolutely correct. So I'm going to go ahead and 2 winners, so I get to draw 2. So here we go. Here's my video of it happening because we couldn't screen share. But so I'm going to click it right now for the first winner. And it is spinning, and it is going to land on... Oh, that's awesome. At JDH_writer.
Awesome.
Josh.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Congratulations, Josh. You win a copy of Play It Again and or what did you say?
They get to pick between Play It Again or Ostrich
Colony. Play It Again or Ostrich Colony Comics book. Or any of these books from the library that I have right here. But congratulations. So you're going to do one more?
Yeah, one more. Let's see.
Awesome.
Click. Here we go. Here's the second winner, everybody. It's rolling. It's moving.
It's gonna be me. Me.
Oh, at PDA Writing won.
PDA Writing? Man, that's awesome. Well, congratulations, PD. They painted this, by the way. Everyone who's seen
that's so cool that those people won. I'm so happy.
Yeah, like PD painted that, and they're amazing. Look how cool that is. I love those colors so much. I have to find like a real place for it that's just like precariously put up there, but I wanted it to be for the for the episode, so they can see it, and so everyone can see how awesome it is. But congratulations, PD. Thank you for watching and listening and being so supportive and awesome and a good friend. Thank you, everyone. If you want to participate in one of our various giveaways that we're going to be doing probably every week week forever. Steven, we're gonna do it. It's gonna help. It's gonna help us.
I'm totally down. It's something we should have done from the start, and we're horrible salesmen anyway, so we're never going to sell these books, but we can at least give them away and get people to follow us on the podcast and just be
true. Yeah, dude,
be our friends.
Be our friends. Like, read our book. Like, I think the books are good. I think they're both good books. Definitely worth reading. Our next book's also going to be a good book. Check it out. But thank you all for participating in the awesome giveaway that Steven decided to run. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode and didn't just skip to this part, or maybe you already skipped it, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to talk for long enough for like the view to count, because we need those views on the podcast, people. We love you. We need you. Oh baby, please help us out. Support us. We are just two broke just dads, not both single dads.
It's just called two dads.
Two dads. We're doing what we can. No, but thank you all. Thank you for listening and participating in this and, like, supporting us. It really does mean everything. We appreciate you so much.